We're in San Diego right now, but I know y'all know Nick Novak, kicked for the Chargers like during my childhood. He's a kicking coach now. He DM'd me, said come out. I got NFL guys out here. It's spring break, so that's what we're doing right now. Y'all can see there's already NFL guys out there warming up right now. Hey, today we're working with Nick Novak. I used to watch this guy play on Sundays for the Texans, for the Chargers, other teams, but now we're in San Diego working with him.
So you've been kicking for how many years now?
Really like 3 weeks as far as working with people or like hearing any feedback. Just been swinging my leg. That's
Pure God-given talent.
So we're just trying to learn, get better.
I want to see where you're at. Obviously, if you got a shot, I'm going to help you. These other coaches you've worked with, I'm sure is going to help you too. So a big thing also is to kind of create a routine for you. You roll onto the field, you do your job, nothing's going to phase you. That's kind of what I want to help you create a good routine that you can just take into every game. You have the talent, obviously, so it's like, what's this? What's going to happen on game day when the lights are on? Maybe you don't need any coaching. Sometimes less is more, man.
Coming into the workout, I'm expecting to miss some kicks. Every time you work with a new coach, they're gonna try and tweak some things and you're gonna end up missing some kicks. I might not go 100% today, but the point is I'm trying to learn and get better from a guy who's already done it at the highest level. I had never worked with anybody before, so it's always like, you walk into these situations and you're like, you feel so much pressure. I gotta do this, gotta do that. But realistically, it's just kicking the same ball every time. Every field is 100 yards. Field goal post is 10 feet up or whatever it is. It's kicking the same ball. You know the kickers at this high school are probably decent. Novak's the head coach out here at this high school. We didn't ever kick field goals. Basically did a couple before the game and that was it.
I want to see consistent ball contact, consistent steps, not too concerned with distance. When you miss drills, full steps, is it typically right?
It has been. So I used to take just diagonal steps back.
Yeah.
And so we kind of swapped to those. I'm still trying to get used to like a 2x2 over on 1 step. So I'll hit a ball. Sometimes that'll happen. I'll toe it.
Definitely more conventional to do a 2x2 or 3x2 or whatever.
Yeah, we swapped everything to a 3x2. Gotten a lot better.
Yeah, it's new though.
Still, yeah.
It's a good miss. We want to stay underneath so your foot comes in from this angle, almost like you're trying to go for left panel, but that's just a landmark. That thought of swinging through the ball, maybe one more ball here. So that's just kind of a visual to swing out a little bit and then you let your hips come through and finish. Right height, we just got to slow it down a little bit, the spin. It just comes down to contact. I'd say left middle alignment and then because you got a nice little crosswind in your face left to right. As tall as you are, I want you to kick like you're 6'4", not 5'11". See how much you really drop the head. Shoulders are pretty much turned where your left shoulder is at the upright. Try to stay on the angle that you're on. So like your approach path is on a 45. My shoulders at contact are stacked, hips are stacked, everything's in line. Try not to do this so much. You're kind of wringing out a towel, going opposite directions. You want to get there, get through, and then finish. Good. I love the plant foot depth, way up there. It's where it should be for the guy your height. I like how tall your left and right leg are. The head's still kind of back at almost at that cone looking back. Let it go. Up. There you go. Great kick.
I got on TrackMan and like my rotations is like 750 to 800 and they said like average is 600.
Yeah, and the ball, I saw your ball speed is like 80. I was like, how the heck is that possible?
I had a 80.9.
I've never seen that. I see 76s and 78s, nothing above 80. Some of the best field goal kickers live in that high 60s to mid 70 range. As long as you can control that power, that's the big thing.
It's crazy to hear Novak talk about my numbers like that. Like he hasn't seen these numbers before. Novak's worked with some of the best kickers to ever do it and he's talking about my numbers he's never seen before.
Great ball right down the middle.
Start thinking a little bit too much when he's trying to tell me those stuff on the 1 steps, but realistically, I just got to kick my ball and take what he gives and like implement it into my own thing rather than just thinking about that.
So you have a tendency on this hash to step out. So your approach path, just think of like it's a straight line to your plant. Keep that ball on the outside edge of your hip or on your hip, especially on this hash. You zigzag and now you're falling left and the ball goes that way. So really try to go straight with that drive step.
I found that was a tendency from like the diagonal steps.
Yeah.
Because I used to just kind of make up for it in the last.
Yep, you're an athlete. I don't care how strong you are. I think you should be a little bit more in the hash.
Okay.
Envision the ball flight you want, which goes up to the right here to the left and it falls back to the right.
I've heard a lot of things about Novak being a genius when it comes to kicking, and early on I can see that.
Good. You made that kick before you kicked it.
The left hash used to be my struggle point when I took diagonal steps.
Yeah.
And now it's like taking 3x2. It's like left hash is solid, and then it's just what you said.
A zigzag deal. We could spend a day on trying to fix the approach path, and every ball will go to the right for a day. We're on the right hash. The upright's going to feel like it's a little bit left of us, and it's going to mess with your mind. That's why a lot of guys want to zigzag back on track to try to, guide it there. But we don't want to do that. I'm making the kick based off my steps. The last thing we want to do is try to steer it.
The zigzag I've never really noticed until he started pointing it out. Now I realize that I do it pretty bad, but it makes so much sense when it comes to consistency down the field.
Do you see the ball when it leaves your foot?
Kind of. I try not to like think too much when I'm kicking.
Okay, good. Ideal contact for me is kind of right in there. Be careful not to get over top of it, but a little bit higher on the ball. Try to really slow that down to 400 to 500 spin rate.
Like I said, this guy's a genius. He's trying to get me to slow down the spin rate to like 400, 500, and I normally kick 700. So this next one, I'm gonna try and just take it slower and just hit the ball a little bit higher.
Good. It's an elite ball flight, man. Kickoffs aren't what they used to be either now. You make field goals, you got a job. Kind of sliding out of contact to the left, much like a soccer player. Be a little bit more stable on that post leg, plant leg. Get your hips up and through, and kind of try to skip downfield. There you go. That looked like you took your momentum downfield. So if I'm contacting here normally, in this drill, I want to contact it up here. And that's how I want my foot to be at that stage of the kick.
Would you say my plant foot's too far in front on the right hash too? That's why too, is because I have to try and get there. Like I'm only able to hit left panel because I'm in front.
I like
when you just did it, yours was pretty even.
It's pretty even, yeah, but I'm also not 6'4". I like the deeper plant. Put your foot behind the ball right now. Show me how you contact it with your foot on the ball. Right off. Damn, you got steel on there?
That's my foot.
Perfect bone, and where you're hitting it is kind of low left. We just got to get you across a little bit more. Your sock up here should be red. You got it rolled nicely, 45 degree, it's where you want it. You don't want to be too here, right there. If you miss today, that's the miss that should happen. What you do have is unbelievable height, great rotation, a little bit too fast right now, but it's end over end.
Right now, you guys are seeing me miss to the right a lot. Like he said, that's the miss we want to be having right now. We got a good ball flight, we got a good ball rotation. We just got to put everything together and put the ball right down the middle.
Well, it's all easy fixes. I mean, it just comes down to practice. You can also have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of people telling him certain things, which he'll have that, but sticking to what works for him, his body type. There isn't like one technique he should be doing, but there's certain things he should be doing. Think about hitting it like right there. See how high that is?
Yep.
The one pull, that was actually great foot to ball. Right there, that's where you want to be. Steps a little back, don't over rotate. Try to hit it right in that position. It's gonna be tough. There you go. I see a lot of guys put their plant foot there. Your steps just aren't gonna be the same. So I like to put my toes together. Now I'm taking right foot, 3 steps back for me, find my spot, kind of lean back and do it with speed.
He's telling me to take my steps back faster so that I cover more ground and be more consistent in my steps. These are just things that I've never thought of before. I've always just kind of done it, but never actually thought about why they would help.
Good.
It's different, but I feel like we can make something happen with that.
I always felt I was better if I was exact. Now there's situations, hurry up field goals, sometimes you gotta hurry up. It's not gonna always be exact. I'm trusting and relying so much on how those steps are that I know that's already made the kick. It gives you confidence when your steps are that exact. Good, and you finished there nicely.
What do you mean by that?
You didn't leave the ball out. Knowing how to practice the right way, knowing the drills, that's gonna get you there. It's gonna get you there faster, closer to perfection. Yep, just slide the hips out, kind of pushed it out there. You're kicking this thing with both hips now. It's this, both hips are rotate. You don't want to go over top of your left and slide it out. Think of that left hip is just as important. Nice. Give me 1 rep where your head is just up. Like early. And it's more for drill. It's not like, let's do this in a game. But as soon as you feel on your foot, get that right side through. Up.
That early?
Yep. I want
before I kick the ball?
No, not before. The old school way of thinking is eyes down or back and hold it there until your kicking leg comes down, then look up. That creates a lot of bad habits. One good habit is don't look up. Let the crowd tell you if it's good or no good. That's a good habit. But it creates some bad habits with biomechanics and getting through it. So I would say getting in a little bit more of a habit of top of your swing, letting the eyes go. Up. Good. It was controlled. It wasn't like, let's say you skip through about 1.5 yards downfield. Your head's not like this. Your head was more like there. That's kind of what we're getting to. By no means am I saying do this. No. Some guys can do that and not have an issue with it. Good. Good line. It's going to come back. Good. You're moving with your kick now. We've been going left to right wind all day.
No, I got it, yeah.
Yep, you got to make the adjustment. That was an incredible hit, though. There you go. It's a good make. If you can master wins and alignment, you go from a 75% kicker, low 80s, to a 90 plus. Having the mastery and the awareness of, what am I gonna do in this kick? Just like golfers doing all the different shots that they got. You gotta be aware of it all. Respect the wind.
You definitely gotta respect the wind. Y'all will be surprised how much a little bit of wind affects the ball when it's in the air. Hey, we're kinda in a flow now. We're kinda kicking that ball right down the middle. We're doing pretty well with the kicks, and now we're gonna go into some live holds.
Good, perfect. That was a good rep. Zip. Sounded good. Good. So it's like you're roundhousing someone like this versus this. Zip. Come back. That's the right idea. Zip. There you go. Zip. That was so high. You look like you're tired.
My leg's been cooked for a long time.
Yeah. All right, little 35 yarder. You just want to make the kick and we're done. Got it. Good job, man. Hey, I saw enough, especially when you're fresh. One of the hardest things in the world to do is make it. Got the strength, you got the ball flight, the A ball that everyone wants. Now, of course, just to hit the A ball consistently, what it comes down to. And Omar's not hitting the A ball, the B ball is really good too. We had elements today and he handled it pretty well, but the kid is obviously gifted. God-given talent, you can't teach that. It comes down to how bad as you want it. If he wants it, he's gonna make it. The A ball is what I want him to hone in on. It's very good. It's one of the best. I've had thousands of guys over the last 4 years and he's right there. I like that you missed right 90% of the time. The ones you miss left are bombs, and then getting you in front of NFL personnel so you can shine. It's a special fraternity. You know, there's only 32 active a year. A lot of guys who have played the position. That's why I say I got tons of respect for the job. As long as you do as well, then everything is, I think, going to go well.
I'd never known any type of comparison to guys. I've always just kicked and like it looks all right till I got on the TrackMan stuff.
Yeah, when I saw those numbers, I was like, I've never seen that before. Got to get him out here.
It's an interesting day. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever missed that much in my life. It's a good thing, honestly. Changed my steps around a little bit. Same idea, just changing it around a little bit to be more consistent. Hey, y'all can definitely tell that Novak is a genius when it comes to this kicking stuff. A lot of coaches, they'll come in and try and change a bunch of things. He was just trying to dial in stuff to make me more consistent down the field by letting me do my own thing and kicking my own way. He even said at one point to kick like I was 6'4", which makes sense. He's not trying to cater my kicking style to somebody else. He's trying to help me kick my best ball. Hey, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, make sure you go down below right now, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.